Look at that. ChunTian. Fu. So those symbols there, the Fu symbol, on the outside of the door, it's supposed to be right side up, but on the inside of the door, it's supposed to be pointing down. 你好，过年好. Hi. And I guess the reason for that is because the Fu from outside is supposed to go up and over the door and then pour into your house. So it's ChunTian today. Like, it's a proper spring festival. This is day one of the day offs that people have, or the break. And so most people will have 3 days off total, possibly 4 or 5, but they're allowed to take, I think, up to 7 days off for the official festival. Never seen this before. Wu Yi Ming Yang. That's the first time I've ever seen them postering or plastering. Is that a Chengyu? Up in the public like that, or up on the lamppost, I should say. So this would be the return to normal, I would say. This would be the first very normal spring festival that has happened in the last 6 years since 2020. So 2020 is when COVID kicked off, and then it sort of became just an extended spring festival because the government kept on saying just stay home, stay in your hometowns, blah blah blah. I remember that guy had shut down, and he didn't open up until much later, probably 2-3 years later, I would say. 2023 he finally opened up again. And I've shown this intersection before, and look at how empty it is here today. Nobody here. This is actually very normal for Beijing when it's a holiday like National Day break or Spring Festival. It's very normal for Beijing, these big cities, to just get empty. So no doubt if you know any Chinese people, they've told you of the certain types of superstitions and the things that you're supposed to do and not do in during the Spring Festival time. So this next month, basically, they spend the whole month thinking about this thing. And one of them, you're not supposed to wash your hair for the next 30 days. So what you'll see happen is that here in Beijing and a lot of cities, the hairstylists or the barbershops, the salons will just be packed full of not just women but men as well, getting not just their hair cut but dyed and stuff like that. So it's sometimes very hard to get an appointment, and then after that business just dries up because the superstition is don't get your hair cut a month after Spring Festival. I want to show you this street because this is an example of sort of a small residential area. That's an old hutong type of building. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 5.5 floors. After that level, they need to have an elevator. And that's what, maybe not this place would have, I don't know what that place is, but this is an apartment building here, this green building. That one would have an elevator, and it would probably look like a crack den, to tell you the truth. If you look at the entrance there. The reason I'm showing you this is because the neighborhoods put up these things, the lanterns, and so those will stay up for the next month until Lantern Festival on, when would it be? Near the end of February. Hong Kong celebrates it quite a bit. They used to do it a little bit bigger of a deal here in the mainland, but it's more of in the south. And one of the things that they do is they light lanterns. They put candles in lanterns and they let them set off into the sky. You can imagine the fire safety issue that causes. So I think they've kind of tamped that down in the big cities and then also in the northern parts, because it's, it's also kind of cold up here too. All right, well, I'm gonna head back to the main street so we can take a look at what the San Juan looks like, the third ring road looks like today. Now these have been closed for a while. They closed sometime during COVID. There used to be a chow she there, so Wanja, chow she. They used to be chwar bars, like a skewered meat, and then a grocery store as well. And those all kind of closed down one by one over the years. I think they're going to rip that building out, and if they don't replace it with apartments, then they're just going to put up maybe a park or something else. Not sure. This is very unusual to keep or to have this type of building in this area. This would be a holdout. So someone or something is preventing this building from getting ripped down, because as you can see, most of the other buildings are pretty tall and they're high-rise apartments. This is the Shuangjing area, which is kind of a bit more of the money district. Same with this building. Used to be a pharmacy, a smoke shop, and this used to be a chwar bar, so a skewered meat place. It used to be, that's it. Now a medicinal, it used to be a pharmacy. That was the chwar bar, and they all closed down during COVID. You see this restaurant has the ChunTian, the couplets. And this car rental agency, I felt so bad for them because they have all these cars stuck outside, and yet they shut down during COVID, haven't opened up since then. If you ever come to China, you have to go to the Muslim skewered meat shops. Those are the lamb roast shops. Very good. They're very well known for it. They're a bit more expensive. You can get two different types of chwar. You can get the big chwar, the big pieces of meat, and the small pieces of meat. The small pieces of meat usually like 5 kwai, $1. The bigger chwar will cost you about 22 to 25 renminbi, so about $5 Canadian. But it's well worth spending the money on the bigger ones. That intersection never used to exist when I first moved here. They didn't put that in until during COVID, a couple of years ago, to help people get across the San Juan. Up until that point, people had basically just been running across the street, and you can imagine how dangerous that would be. So in addition to not washing your hair, you also should be wearing red. So red ifu, hongse ifu, hong ifu, will be commonly sold, huge sale. So if you're targeting the Chinese market, good luck. Just make everything red in the lead up to Spring Festival, and that's a lucky, a fortuitous color this time of year. We're coming up to Guomao Zhongxin World Trade Center, Guanghua Qiao, Guanghua Lu. That's the name of the street, and this is Qingfeng Gongyuan, or Qingfeng Park. Apparently, this has been a very, not just a famous, but often used port area or a shipping lane for products into the capital and out. So Qingfeng Park. Something about, I think there was locks here, something like shipping locks or something. I can't remember. There's a sign somewhere here that explains a little bit more about Qingfeng Park in a little bit more detail. Buses are empty. And this is Guomao area, the World Trade Center of Beijing. One of the worst intersections. I've complained about it before. Zhongban Rei Tai, Rei Gui. Deserted, empty. Usually this is packed full of people, and buses are cutting you off, and cars are all over the place, and cyclists and motorbikes. Usually insane to try to get through. So you got don't wash your hair, wear red clothing. You're also not supposed to throw anything out from today, so day 1 of ChunTian to day 5. And they have a term for it. It's like giving to the poor. So you don't give anything. I was asking my girlfriend about this. I'm like, what, so I can't throw out these beer cans? And what about toilet paper? She's like, no, not that stuff. Like if you don't want some clothes or you don't want something in your apartment anymore, like spring cleaning, basically. She's like, don't throw that stuff out just yet. And I guess the reason for that is that sometime around here, I don't know if they make a collection of it, but it's always been told to me from the first time I came to China, they're like, don't sweep on day 1 till day 7, 5 or 7 or something like that. Don't throw anything out that you could still use. So it's like clothing, furniture, no spring cleaning in the way that we'd know it in the West. So it is about -5 right now. There's a bit of a breeze. I'm a little bit miffed at this building that they're putting up right now because it has obstructed my view of the CCTV building from my apartment. And the CCTV building is the big pants that I've talked about before. I've pointed it out in other videos. It's the one coming up under this bridge now. So you see that triangular or that angular building. That is the CCTV building. And actually behind it, there's another CCTV building called the Big Boot. And that thing burned in 2009, just before it was supposed to open up around Spring Festival. So that was about 15 years ago, 16 years ago. And I'll show it to you once we pass it. But ever since then, it's kind of had a bit of a stigma, a reputation. My face is so cold, there's a bit of a wind. I haven't put my hood up. Another couple minutes, I'll be at my destination anyway. Wear red. Don't wash your hair for the month afterwards. Don't sweep. Don't clean anything. Don't throw out anything. Not only that, this year, I was told to leave a light on, either in the kitchen or somewhere in the apartment. And then I was also told to put money underneath my pillow for some reason. So, I mean, I'm not one for too much superstition. But if the girlfriend says to do that, I'm like, oh, okay, why not? What could go wrong? And so the other thing that you're supposed to do is those ChunTian, the couplets, the doorway couplets that I showed you before. Those actually have to be put up by 12 p.m. on the day of Chusi. So New Year's Eve, you have to have those things up. If you don't, well, you got some bad magumbo for the next year or so, or you just put them up later. I suspect a lot of this stuff is actually rooted in not just mythology, actually in fact, because they're like, put the couplets up now so you can help out making jiaozi, which is another thing that families do around this time of year. Jiaozi are those ingot looking like little dumplings, Chinese dumplings. Wear red so you stand out in the snow. Don't wash your hair because it's cold outside, you might get sick. Don't clean or throw anything out, because during Spring Festival, if you're having the festivities with your family, then you don't want to accidentally throw something, because you're either hungover or hammered, so don't throw anything else out. And as a result, you can sort of preserve things. Here's the Big Boot. This is the CCTV tower, the CCTV building that burned almost completely, but they managed to get it under control. It was a new building set to open February 2009, and a fire broke out. So you can look that up, CCTV building fire 2009. People they kind of look at that building with a little bit of suspicion these days. Around this time of year, there's also the Miaohui, or the temple fairs. And these can be, if you're first arriving to China, to Beijing, it's very difficult to find out about these because they don't really announce them until they're basically going to start, which is today, ChunTian. So as much as it's a national festival and everything and people are taking time off, people still go out, and you'll see, especially if you go to the Miaohui here in Beijing. I've been told from this year the tickets have increased in price from 10 kuai, $2, to 30 kuai, $6. And that has caused some people to not want to go. And I think, like, I understand why. First, it's not just inflation and paying people more and stuff like that. I think it also has to do to quell or tamper down the number of people that go to these things, because before, when you went to Ditan Park or Longtan Park or Yuyantan or even Chaoyang Park is a big park, has lots of room to move around, but Ditan Park, it just gets crowded. And Ditan Park especially is the Temple of the Earth fairgrounds, and so people would just flock there and it'd just be crazy busy. So I think that's why they increased the price of the temple fairs this year, is to keep down the number of people that are that come to these things, so, or go to those things, so it's a little bit more manageable. And the temple fairs are worth it. I might be able to make it out to one. We went to Ditan Park last year. Might go to Longtan Park this year. They're all the same. It's all the same trinkets, all the same games, same foods and everything. Just different parks around the city. That's pretty much the biggest difference. All right, well, there's a look at Beijing. We can go down this street too, just to take a look at another sort of local street. Absolutely empty. I think there's a school around here. This is a construction company. There were people commenting on the Xiaohongshu, the whole movement of the TikTok refugees over to Xiaohongshu, and people were saying, oh, look at how brand new China is. Well, yeah, but while the United States and Canada were brand new in the 1980s and 1990s, China wasn't. So they had to monetize at some point, and they did a good job of it. I made another, I'm not sure if I made another video about the trains, the high-speed trains, which are very fast and efficient and moderately priced. So this is Hujialou Xilu North Bay, and I'm guessing those are a lot of Sohos, small office, home office. Ah yes, WeWork is there as well. Not sure if you can see that Manor Coffee. So they're one of the challengers to Starbucks here in China, but people don't like working for them because the work demands are very tough. Starbucks is demanding, but they have a little bit different of a work ecosystem compared to some of these smaller coffee chains. Luckin in particular. Happy New Year. What's that? Anlan? Anlian Plaza. Sure. So this is a look. This is a Dixia Chang San Juan. Sorry, Dong San Juan. So there's a parking lot down there and the third ring road over here. Hey, let's take a look over here. Ooh, don't crash. And Yolisa Pangos. I don't think I've ever been in here before. Ah. Hey, can you use that? Don't throw it out. You might not actually be able to ride a bicycle through some of these places. Some of them, I think, have said they don't want bikes inside anymore. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. I've never been here before. Oh, please don't fall. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's quiet. You can live in these places. You might need to know a little bit more Chinese than living in one of the tall skyscrapers. But a lot of these places, they're older and they have been refurbished, so they look nice. Although I've also heard, this is a dump. I've also heard that even though they're refurbished, some of them, the infrastructure themselves is just getting old. A park. There you go. Very nice. Take a look down here. Oh, this is probably the wrong way. Hujialou Zhongxin Xiaoxue, so it's elementary school. And we will go this way, don't crash into the car. That's one of those little tuk-tuks. All the cars are nice and washed. Look at that. Oh, except for this one. That looks like a work vehicle. He's doing his Tai Chi in the morning. Right. Where does this go, my friends? Where does this go? 四单元, 西单元, sorry, 西单元. 中单元, so 西 is west, 中 is middle. You see, I still make mistakes. I'm looking quickly and I don't, the 西 and the 四 look similar, but they're different. And this gotta be dong. Dong dan yuan, so it's east gate. What would the Chinese people do? What would families be doing right now that there's no one outside playing? Like, it's around 9:30 in the morning. I don't know if there's some special post-ChunTian celebration that has to happen. But this would be one of the... This is an example of one of the hutongs, but this is not... No, this is the 1980s hutongs, or the 1980s, possibly early 1990s hutong style of building. And by hutong, I mean, sorry, I gotta stop saying that. These are not hutong buildings. The hutongs are square courtyard type of buildings that have 4 or 5 or 6 sort of families and households all joined together. These ones are built from the 1990s or so, 1980s. I guess you would say that they're like Soviet style almost. But these were the next iteration from the hutongs. So this is hutongs 2.0, I guess you could call it. But no, these are not an actual hutong themselves. Washing his car. Xi Danyuan. Hujialou Beili Se. Surprised they have the number 4. Usually they avoid the number 4 on buildings. Stuff like that. Some public service reminders. Be a good people. Be a good citizen. Let's go down here. Uh-oh, he's turning around. So this is a Yuan kindergarten. He's turning around. Oh, I could get out this way. Whoop. All right, well, let's leave this way and see where it takes us. Alrighty, I think I know where I am. Is that Chaoyang Park back there? No, that could be. Oh, we are far away from where I want to be right now. Oh well. All for the YouTube. All for you guys. Hello, Beijing. Ah, righto. I'd wave back, but my other hand is on the handlebar. Lianjia. So this is one of the places, one of the housing rental agencies that you'll probably need. The other one is ChunTian. ChunTian and Lianjia are the two major leasing or housing apartment rental agencies here in China. They're national. Most of them, they'll say that they don't speak English, but you'd be surprised actually, because it's typically being a real estate agent for them means that it's sort of like an entry-level job. So a lot of young people who either work in the travel industry, like have gone to university in the travel industry, they would go there, they would get a job there. That'd be sort of their first entrance to the workplace, the working life. So these buildings would be mid-1990s and possibly early 2000s. This one would be 1980s still. That one would be probably 1990s. I'm just guessing. I might be wrong, but you look at how kind of weathered they look. And these are in contrast to the sort of the nicer ones in Shuangjing, the area that I live. And those are all mid-2000s to 2010s. And then even these days, they're still building apartment blocks in Shuangjing. Gong'an, the police, the Pao Pao. They don't carry guns here. That's the military, it's the army guys. I suggest not trying to piss them off. All right, well, I'm coming up to my destination, and we will cease this video. Now okay, so these shops are not shuttered. They're not closed forever. They are only closed for Spring Festival, because again, a lot of people have gone back to their hometowns. And typically what they'll do is that they have annual leave to use up. So the official holiday is like today, tomorrow, like 4 or 5 days, I think. 3 or 4 or 5 days. The next 3 days they get paid time and a half. So if they have to work, they get paid 3 times salary. Current salary is about 100 renminbi per day. So if they have to work, they're getting 3 times salary. And that's why they like to work this time. The movie theater seems to be open. Take a look at what movies are playing. This is something that is kind of neat. Ni hao. Xian kuai la. Alright, get that done. Alright, don't forget to lock the bike. Point the camera away from, point the phone away from the camera so you can't see my password. Guangsuozhong, in the middle of locking. And finally, here, done and done. Let's go take a look at the movies that are playing today in China. All right. I won't be able to translate these. I don't even know what that says. Jiaozi. Okay, that's a dumpling. Right. This is Fake Dad. Jia Baba. Oh, probably a comedy. Operation Hadal. Xingdong, Sezo, 大念处意，边该处级。I'm guessing naval warfare. Yes. Action movie. Money, money, phony. What is this? Honey, money, phony. And then like father, like son. Ru, fu, ru, zi. Is that a thriller? It could be. You seem a little bit serious. Bien Do Huan Ni. Can't read that one. And after 10 years in the country, I shabaila during the video la fail the nature of a character-based language that you didn't grow up with. So there you go. We got to look at China. We got to look at Beijing. On the day of ChunTian, this is the first day of Spring Festival. Oh, some more movies are playing here. And is this place closed? I think it is. So this is the breakfast place typically. ChunTian 放假通知 Christmas, or sorry, Spring Festival noticed. 放假时间2025年1月24号，什么的月25星期五到2025年2月6号正明初九。So 初九, that one right there, that's how they number the days. 共放假14天。在营业时间2025年2月7号正明初十。火嘴福正常营业在此中山梁山本 don't know 全体员工恭祝各位新老顾客新年快乐，工作顺利。Now you can judge my Chinese. Failed on the movie posters and got about what, 90% of those characters? I think I did. All right, folks, coffee time. Hope you guys are doing well. If you haven't seen the video that I posted yesterday or a couple days ago about the 新年快乐, there's a couple ways that you say it. 新年快乐, 过年快乐, or 过年好, I think is what they say. 蛇年快乐, so 蛇 is snake, so happy New Year of the snake. And then the other thing that you can say to people is 恭喜发财, 恭喜你发财, which is actually, you don't really hear people say it so much as you hear the song played over and over again. 恭喜你发财, 恭喜你精彩, something along those lines. All right, I'm gonna cut it there because I'm cold. I need my coffee. And unlike the city's still moving. I mean, the hutongs are sleepy, but there are cars out and about, probably because the Miaohui and other major sort of, what do you call it, festival events are taking place now. All right, folks, hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll do this again. Have a good one. Bye-bye.